these out while we got time
Yeah,
here.
so yeah, Pete, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. I want to introduce Alan Hinman, who's a new Neighborhoods Commissioner from District 4, who's going to be managing a caucus process to elect commissioners this year. I was elected to the commission 4 years ago. My term will be up at the end of June. This is Nia Celston, who is been appointed as the second Neighborhoods Commissioner for D3. Although she was appointed, she will also go out of business on June 30th. So there will be is on April 18th at this meeting, we will extend the meeting and have what's called a caucus to elect 2 members to represent for the next 4 years. So to tell you all about it is Alan Hinman.
Hello, everyone. You have to bear with me. This is the first time I've done this. A lot of people ask, what does a commissioner do? What we do is we study, review, evaluate, and make recommendations to the City Council regarding issues. The main issues that we're looking at are neighborhood safety, transportation, and code enforcement. Well, with the upcoming caucuses, all of us are going to have to pretty much put the information out to everybody in your area, especially about recruiting candidates. This is really important because we don't have a lot of time, so we need to get the word out as soon as possible. Candidates must obviously reside in your district, District 3. There are some requirements. We'll be passing stuff out which will give them information where they can look up all the requirements and the duties that they're going to hold. One of the things that they stressed upon my talking with the group that interviewed me was you can't miss a meeting. And if people can't make the commitment for 10 meetings a year, then they really don't want to do this because they're pretty hardcore about this. The email that they're going to be able to submit their applications is cityclerk at San Jose, California, sanjoseca.gov, and the phone number is 408-535-1260 for any details. This is important, and like I said, there will be handouts. I'm not so sure who in this group is going to be passing those out to everybody, but Peter let me know later on.
Yeah, they have.
Caucus preparation processes. You have to write out a 250-word explaining your candidacy, skills, experience, and what kind of prior service you have to your community. I think most people that already know about the commission pretty much have done a lot in the community already. I know I did. Commission staff, I think that people will be dealing with Sabrina Parra Garcia. She's wonderful. I call her the commission whisperer. She's helped me immensely. Each neighborhood group, basically D3, will register in advance with the council, district staff, and select delegates. I don't know who in your group, probably the president that's not here, will be in charge of doing that. No delegate shall cast a ballot on behalf of more than one neighborhood group, so that's really important. I've heard in the past that somebody tried to go from one district into another district, and it happened to be my district, and that's a big no-no. A facilitator will recruit the support staff. I will be the facilitator. I'm sure that Sabrina will be involved in other staff members, probably some people from your group. I'll be meeting with them at the appropriate time. Commission staff will gather and prepare and support all materials needed for the caucus. We'll take care of that. Last thing would be caucus participants, delegates. You guys already know about that. The delegates represent D3, and they'll vote for the candidates that they think are most worthy of the position. Candidates wishing to represent the district of D3 are encouraged to be present at the caucus. I've understood that some people have tried to send somebody in their place. I don't know how that would work, but I guess people will try anything. You have to be there in person. I will be the facilitator. I will control the aspects of the meetings. I will observe the vote count and all that kind of stuff to make sure everything's above board. As far as commission staff, that'll probably be handled by Sabrina, and that's pretty much what I have to say. Good luck. The caucus, the whole thing is a lot of fun, as long as you don't take it too seriously. Good luck to D3.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let me just add a couple things. The key thing we're after right now is candidates, and you have until March 4th to apply. And on that Get Involved flyer, I apologize for the printer, it went nuts today. It tells where to go and sending your stuff to the city clerk, but it's March 4th is when candidates have to have their applications in. Once you're past that, it won't go. The other important date is that April 18th date when we'll meet here, and for that you want to get as many neighborhoods and delegates from the neighborhoods as possible. Now, one delegate votes for your neighborhood, but you can have 10 people there. And they can ask questions, and they can interview candidates, and you can collectively decide who you want to do it, but there's only one vote per neighborhood. So we'll know more about it. We've got a lot of time really for that to go, but right now get some candidates, get people you think would really be good at this. And there's on this a job description for the commissioners, so it tells you what's expected and what you have to do. Thanks. Appreciate the time.
Can you send us PDF versions of this?
Yes, and it'll be attached to the D3CLC to the agenda here, or if you go to neighborhoodscommission.com, www.neighborhoodscommission.com, up at the top you'll see a link to all the caucus documents. It'll tell you the rules, a lot more than what you have right here.
All right, this is our illustrious leader, Tamika.
Here, here. Well, I first have to apologize for being late, and because I'm almost losing my voice. Roland is going to actually lead today.
That's cool. All right, I have the agenda, so I have it over. Okay. Okay, so thank you guys. If you don't mind me asking, Pete, how are you guys doing for getting candidates?
We haven't started yet. This is the
Okay.
kickoff.
Okay. So I know we've talked about this a few times. I didn't know if you actually started. Okay.
No.
Because you had to find the placeholders first, right? People who would serve the rest of this term.
That's Nia.
Yeah. You had to take care of that first. Okay.
Yeah. So that this all starts over on April 18th. So Nia and I will both be out of business at June 30th unless we stand for re-election and are re-elected. So what we're looking for right now are candidates who want to be on the commission and want to do the work.
And are you guys running?
Yes,
You're both running?
yes.
Okay. And I just, sorry, maybe it's just the term here. So when you say select your delegate, is that the person who's running or is that the person
They
who's
will
voting?
vote for
That's the
delegate.
voter.
Okay.
So each neighborhood gets one
needs
vote.
to create one, and so we need to register that delegate, or do we,
Yes.
or do they just need to show up at this meeting? Like, I'm just trying to understand that here.
You want to send their name in ahead of time so that they know who's to be there
Who it
and
is.
everything. But the real world is that people show up, and we'll have somebody from the council office there to make sure it's a legitimate neighborhood group and that they're not doubly represented and things like that.
Okay, and who typically chooses the delegate?
Your neighborhood association.
Okay, it's the neighborhood association that does that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the president of that association. You will choose and vote amongst yourselves.
Sure,
on who
sure.
it is.
But it's not like a different group within the neighborhood could also send their own, who they think
No.
should be the delegate. You want the neighborhood associations
Yes.
to kind of get
Okay,
together
wait.
as a meeting.
You can ask the last question because we have to see if.
Just to clarify what he was asking in regards to the delegate chosen, I suppose if you're running for, to be a commissioner, you don't want to be the delegate.
No.
So there should be a delegate and then, okay.
Right.
And when do they need to have the list of delegates?
And then continue.
The application deadline is March 4th.
No, I mean for people to vote.
Oh, it'll be there for the caucus.
And we just need
It'll
to
come
email
out ahead of
this
time. It'll
person.
be there for the caucus. Yeah.
Yes, but when do you need the names of people?
Oh, the
representing-
delegates?
Yes.
There's on the Get Involved thing, or one of these documents has got the date. I think it's 30 days before or something like that, but don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay.
It's-
Yeah.
And we email just the
Worry
MC
about
staff
that,
at
just not
sanjose.gov with the delegate name?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So if there are any more questions, can they email you too?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we can do.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay.